What's up, guys? This is the 2021 Streetbob 114. So in 2021, Harley-Davidson redesigned their softail lineup. They brought over a few models from the Dyna lineup, like the Lowrider, the Streetbob, and the Fat Bob. But today we're going to talk about the Streetbob, more specifically the 2021 114 version and all the upgrades that come along with it. One of the big things Harley redesigned in 2018 was the chassis and suspension setup. They made the chassis 34% more rigid to prevent any kind of chassis flex. That lets the suspension do its job versus having to overcompensate for what the chassis is doing. So when you're going over a bump or if you're in the middle of a corner, instead of the chassis flexing with the suspension and the suspension having to overcompensate for it, the suspension just does its job. So another big talking point of the 2018 redesign is the Monoshock rear suspension. Just two big benefits of this is versus having two load points, you've got a single load point that's going straight down the middle. It also moves your mounting position from somewhere about right here to directly behind the back tire through the subframe. This helps with keeping unsprung weight down. Is that it? Did I cover it? One of the overlooked upgrades for 2018 was the Showa dual bending valve front suspension. I have no problem with this fork setup. A lot of people hate on it because it's not inverted. Really, the only reason you would need an inverted suspension is if you really had a problem with mitigating unsprung weight or if you had an issue with dampening. But I could put this suspension through its paces and really ride it and hardly ever run into an issue with the suspension setup. It's a great setup. All right, so let's talk about what you guys actually came here for. Let's talk about the differences from the 2020 to the 2021 year model Streetbob. The biggest difference, everybody knows this already, is going to be the 114 motor. So you're getting the 114 over the 107 that it came with last year. You've also got the high flow intake that they put on there as well. We've got a passenger pillion perforated on the sides, and the rider seat actually changed up a little bit as well. It's perforated on the sides as well. Then you've got the passenger peg setup. Gotta have a place for your passenger to put their feet. Bold new graphics for 2021. I like these graphics a lot. They make it in the black version with the Baja orange. They make it in the Baja orange with a different graphic, like a flip graphic. They make it in the Deadwood green with a black graphic. And then, I forget the name of the white, but they make it in the white one. I think it's the, they make it in white with the black graphic, okay? So another big thing Harley changed in 2018 is the gas tank. They went from the 5-gallon tank, I think, down to a 3.5-gallon tank. So you get better fuel economy, 47 miles per gallon at 3.5 gallons, puts you at about 165 miles per tank, 130-ish if you're riding it correctly. Whereas the 5-gallon tank, you got 165 out of it by riding it how you should. What I don't like about it is the fullness, which is what Harley's going for. They were going for like a streamlined, minimalistic look. They were trying to take a little bit of that beef out of it. It made it lighter up top, it reduced the center of gravity. I just don't like the looks of it. Which brings me to 5 things that I don't like about this motorcycle. Like I just said, don't like the gas tank. The gas tank it's small, it makes it look weak. I like the bigger gas tank. The 5-gallon gas tank just makes it look beefy. I also prefer the 2 gas caps versus the center mounted gas cap. Some of you will disagree with me on that. Another thing that I don't like is the 150 rear tire. 150 millimeters for a rear tire seems pretty narrow. I would prefer like a 180. I think a 180 would do pretty good. We don't need like a 240, but a 180 would look really good for this bike. Another thing that I don't quite like about the Streetbob is the seat. The seat's just kind of bland. It's kind of boring. I think that they should do something a little bit more streamlined. It doesn't need to be the most comfortable seat because it's not made for going across country. If you want a more comfortable seat, then buy one. I guess you could say the same thing about the style as well. But I think it just should come with a better looking seat from the factory. This thing's ugly. Terrible. All right, so I'm not alone on this next one because I know everyone feels the exact same way I do. The dust covers. They gotta go. They're terrible. Wow. What's this? Halogen signal lights? Give us some LEDs. It's 2021. We've got the LED headlight. Let's get some LED signal lights, please. So I won't just completely trash this bike. I'm gonna say 5 things I like about it as well as 5 things that I don't like. And number 1 is gonna be the display. I like how it's built into the riser. I like how it's out of the way. It's not a big center console cluster. It's streamlined, it's clean. You can see it just fine. Good job, Harley. Another thing that I really like about the Streetbob is the laced wheels. A lot of people don't like the laced wheels because there's mechanical upkeep. It's not that big of a deal. I think for the look of it, I can deal with a little bit of a mechanical upkeep. The 19-inch laced wheel just makes this thing look badass. I don't think it looked the same with the mag. Another thing that I like a lot about the new Softail setup is the Monoshock rear suspension. It handles way better than the Dyna setup. I can say this with confidence because I've owned 3 Dynas. I put them through their paces. I rode them aggressively. This is a much better handling bike than the Dyna setup. And last but not least, on the top 5 things that I like about this bike are mid-controls. You can't forget about the mid-controls. You've got more control, more stability with mid-controls. It's easy for you to put your foot on the ground. It's right there. Whereas forwards, you've got to kind of bring them down like that. This gives you more control when you're going into corners. It gives you more control at stoplights. It helps new riders maneuver and navigate a little. It's just, they're better. They're just better. I like mid-controls. That's my opinion. Deal with it. A test ride for you guys. So I'm just gonna cruise around on the showroom floor and talk about it at low speeds. Because it is the low speed champ. Low speed maneuverability in this bad boy is unlike, well, I mean, the Heritage is pretty good too. The Heritage has pretty good low speed maneuverability. But when you're cruising around at low speeds like this, you can really feel the grunt of that 114 motor. Really lets you know it's there. Cable clutch is always on point. Let's see if we can't maneuver through here. Yep, we got it. Turn it around a little bit. This is pretty much just a tour of our shop. This is the service area right now. So what I was saying before, the mid controls and the mini ape hangers, they help out really well with low speed maneuverability. Being able to just throw this thing around without having to worry about it falling over. Good clutch feel. Hear those back brakes squealing. I'm probably gonna have to put my foot down here, but I'm gonna try not to. You gonna see what I went through just now? Pretty gnarly. We'll whoop around through here. Back brake squealing. I'm gonna have to put my foot down somewhere over here. I'm gonna do my best not to though. We can just maneuver through motor close. No, we can't. We're gonna have to put our feet down for sure. Maybe not. Maybe not. Look at that. Got through no issues. Okay, that's pretty tight there. Not a bad one. Hope you guys enjoyed the test ride. Sorry it wasn't longer or outside or good. What's up? All right, so if you guys are curious why I didn't post a video on Wednesday, I haven't actually had a chance to make it because of this. Texas has been under like a crazy blizzard watch, snow, ice. It got down to -2 a couple days ago. So I haven't really had the chance to upload or make or even record a video for you. But this point going forward, every Wednesday I'll be dropping a video. And if you guys want to see something different, please like, comment, subscribe, comment down low and let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what you do like so I can continue doing that. And I'll see you guys next week.